Okay guys, this is super exciting. Behind me is the all-new BMW M2. This thing is sadly going to be the last high-performance manual car you'll be able to get from the Bavarian brand. But as sad as that is, this thing is super cool. So today I'm going to take you around everything new with the all-new BMW M2. We're going to take a look at the exterior, check out the interior. We're going to hear how it sounds. I'm really excited for that. And then I'm going to end on my final thoughts for this thing. Unfortunately, we can't take it for a drive today, but we will be at a later date. So make sure you are subscribed because that will be coming very soon. And also thank you to our channel sponsor, Driver. If you guys need the absolute best financing deals, click the link in the description below or the pinned comment. And there you can compare the best financing deals when you want to get your next car, maybe an M2. Okay, let's get into the review. Okay, so as I said, this is the all-new generation, the G87, and it's actually gone through a lot of changes. So I've got my little spec list here. I can't remember everything off the top of my head. So it's 120 millimeters longer. That's pretty massive. 16 millimeters wider, and now it matches the M3 and M4 in terms of its overall width. It is a little bit lower to the ground, 7 millimeters, and the wheelbase is longer at 54 millimeters. So some pretty massive changes. This thing is quite a lot bigger than the M2 before it. Let me know what you guys think of that. So starting with the front of this thing is actually painted a color called Zandvoort Blue. Probably pronounced that incredibly wrong, but it's almost like this baby blue, kind of like you'd find on a Hyundai i30N, and I really like this color. The headlights here are actually really bright. They're a carryover from what you'll find on a standard 2 Series. Up front though, you've got this huge grille. It's like a flared nostril. It's not quite all the way down like you'd see in the M3 and M4, and I think a lot of you are really gonna like that. Of course, it is super aggressive. So this is a different grille to what you'll find on every other 2 Series, and it means that more aero can be pumped into the engine, which, by the way, this is the S58. That means that it's an inline-6 cylinder. We'll come back to it, but it is shared with the M3 and M4, so pretty awesome. I love the BMW badge here. This is the 50th anniversary badge, and it's just so cool. I think it's sick. I like the horizontal slats here as well. You've got the M2 badge, and of course you have a big bump on the bonnet because that's where the engine lives. Let's talk about the side. By the way, if you're wondering what the XM is doing in the background, that's going to be a different video coming out at the same time. So make sure you guys go and watch that. That thing is sick. Anyway, let's come back to this. Here you've got your 19-inch wheels. This is staggered, so it's 19-inch here, it's 20-inch on the back. Again, just like the M3 and M4. You do have that wider track at the front now versus the previous M2, so this thing should technically handle better, but again, we'll have to wait to see. You've got your really cool mirror caps here. Carbon roof as standard. Now that is a usually $6,000 option elsewhere, but it's standard here, and that goes towards that kind of price increase. This one also does have the carbon something package, which gives you carbon seats on the interior. You get merino leather on the interior, which is a really nice addition. You also get a couple of track days and a higher top speed, something like 280 something. It is a $14,000 option though, so you do with that information as you will. It is quite a lot. Here you've got your door handles. They're flush with the body, and that helps with aero. Very cool. Really like the coupe design. And of course, look at this. Frameless windows. This is a true coupe. And also, before I forget, the wheels are wrapped in Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's, which is really, really good. That's good to see. Those are some of the best tires out there. Let's talk about the back. And then coming to the boom boom of the M2, it's a bit sparse. Now, Jacob's not here. I'm looking at my beautiful girlfriend who is filming this car for me. Thank you. I don't know, Monique, what do you think?
Look, I gotta echo your comments that it is a bit sparse.
It is a bit sparse, but it still looks pretty cool. I like the tail lights here. Again, that badge is awesome. M2, I love to see it. Not going anywhere anytime soon anyway. You've also got your quad exhaust in the back and a pretty nice diffuser, although it's probably not that functional. But Monique, I think we should listen to how this thing sounds. Okay, so, getting into the BMW M2, it's not that bad. I'm a thick set guy. Oh, it's really nice in here. So, as I said, we have the optional carbon seats. These things are super nice. They feel amazing. That merino leather just, ooh, it's a nice touch. Soft-ish touch materials. Ooh, that's not quite as good as I remember. In the M3 and M4, these are leather, but this is quite a lot cheaper. Let's just get this screen on here. This is BMW's iDrive 8 and it is a really good system. You can see here that this is for our driving modes, M1 and M2. We can change between those, and this system is super responsive. But if it's anything like any other BMW out there, it's going to be pretty amazing. Although a lot of the air conditioning controls have been oh, I guess we're going to have to turn it on for some power. Won't have it on too long or we're gonna get carbon monoxide out of here, Monique. It also extends to this screen here. This is a really nice digital instrument cluster. Steering wheel feels absolutely amazing. I'm gonna turn it off so we don't die. Check this out. It's a 6-speed manual. I love to see that. This thing has super short throws. I cannot wait to drive it. It's gonna be so fun. In Australia, they've actually spec'd it with this carbon fiber, and I think it's the way to go. It was definitely the majority of the orders. At least that's what they told me, and it's a really cool look. I keep playing with that, Monique. Not to make you feel uncomfortable. Fun fact is that 30% of the orders for these so far in Australia has actually been the manual, which is actually substantially higher than the previous gen F87 M2. Some food for thought. Should we check out the back seats? Okay, so I never love doing this, but I'm gonna attempt to get into the back of the M2. This is a 2+2. So yes, there are back seats, but back seats are usually for emergencies and your puppy dog only, but I'm still gonna do it. Ugh. It's actually not as bad as I was expecting. So we'll let the seat electronically come back. Now, to be fair, this is pretty impressive. The LC500 that we reviewed, and you should probably go watch that review because that is an insane car as well. That was a lot worse in the back, and that thing weighed, 2.4 tons or something stupid. This is okay. You've got a couple of air vents back here, a separate zone of climate control, and a decent amount of headroom anyway. Not too bad. Let's check out the boot. Okay, so coming to the boot, and this has always been really impressive with this new generation of 2 Series. So you get a huge amount of space for quite a small sedan. You could very easily get a large medium-sized suitcase in there if you needed to. So that is actually very impressive. As I said, this thing is not the biggest car in the world. Let's talk about the biggest thing about this car, the engine. Okay, so check this out. This is the BMW S58. That means it's an inline 3-litre 6-cylinder, and it is super duper impressive. It pumps out 343 kilowatt of power, 550 Newton meters of torque. Now, yes, it is a little bit less than the M3 and M4, but it is the same engine, just detuned slightly. And this thing has a claim 0 to 100 of 4.2 seconds with the 8-speed auto, which is a torque converter, or 4.5 seconds with the 6-speed manual. Really, really impressive numbers. Again, I cannot wait to drive this thing. It does come in rear-wheel drive only, so it's not all-wheel drive, not that I care at all, and it all goes through a limited slip differential, which helps to send power to the wheel with most grip. Essentially just means that this thing should be absolutely awesome on a track. And you can also see here it's got some bonnet bracing and things like that because, yeah, it needs that stiffening to harness this engine. I'm super excited. Super excited. So that's the BMW M2. This thing is super exciting. I cannot wait to drive it on the roads. I think it's going to be an absolute beast. It's going to go up Saucy Corner very saucily. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. We would love to have you around, and comment down below. What do you think of the new M2? Does it tick all the boxes or is it missing something? Don't know what it's missing, but if you think there's something, let me know. Click over there if you want cheap finance, and click over there to watch another one of our videos, including of the XM. Show that. That thing is wild. Thank you guys very much for watching. Ciao for now.